What's up, people? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday so far. It's about 9 a.m. where I am. So, I had a really interesting few days, so I thought I would come on and just kind of chime in with everybody and let y'all know what I had going on. Let y'all know what I had going on for the past few days. So, excuse me, my tongue's a little settled, so if I'm mispronouncing shit, that's because I'm literally just waking up and I said, let me run to Facebook and tell you motherfuckers what I got going on and kind of just chime in on some of the things that have been, I don't know, trending. What up? What up, Jay? How's it going? I had to get my coffee. This is the best part of waking up. And like I'm not bullshitting you. That Folgers go harder than a motherfucker. I got a Starbucks machine in my building. And, just like anything else, shit breaks down, and that motherfucker breaks down a little bit too much for me. What's up, Dwayne? Y'all share the live. Can y'all do me a favor and share the live? Because I don't think that happens enough. If you're in here, I want some thumbs up. Share the live, please. What's up, Jay? I'm happy you're feeling so much better. I will share the live. Share the live. And let's get down to business. Let's kind of talk about some things. I got sort of three things that I want to run past everybody. Starting with that Rittenhouse case. If you've noticed, I didn't really, and I'm not going to say anything about the case in particular, but I do want to talk about our reaction to the Rittenhouse case. And everybody's calling it the Rittenhouse case. And there were a few dynamics that were a part of it. I've decided to go back after the case and research the judge, research what happened. And I wasn't, being a paralegal in this particular instance. Thank you, Jay, for sharing. I wasn't being a paralegal in this instance. I just kind of wanted to get some high level details because here's my take on the reaction to everything. Number one, me getting excited about it, it's not going to change the verdict. Me continuing to ruminate on the shit, meaning every time I saw a post, a description, any kind of a reference to that case, to go in and dig deep and go down this rabbit hole of information. Didn't do that. Just kind of getting into the banter. There were certain people that said, yo, B, because I appreciate y'all, and I'm very humbled that I actually have people who are interested in how I think and what I think about certain things. So very humble in that regard. But I had to say, nope, I'm not using my platform. I don't think I've used it at all to circulate and market trauma. I'm not in the business of doing that. But if y'all want to do it, go right on ahead. But in terms of our reaction to this, see, here's the thing, y'all. This is really all about media. This is not a Harvard forum. This is not a community activism forum. This is social media. And oftentimes, because nobody's new to this, we know that there are algorithmic factors in place that determine what information's seen, how it's delivered, and who's prioritized with that. Whenever there's a situation like this that happens in our community, that's all you see. And it's not because everybody's talking about it. It's because, for me, if you got 5,000 friends or 2,000 friends or 1,700 friends, that trauma is going to elevate to the surface because Zuckerberg is really good about doing that. He's not interested in coming up with a solution for you. Because they got all of these different solutions for other communities. When it was a Stop Asian Hate campaign, you saw so many different places that you could reach out to for outreach, for this, for that, this, that, and the third. Where are the mental health and resources for every time shit like this happens in our community? You don't see it. You know why? Because they'd rather elevate that shit to the top. They'd rather elevate that shit to get you to keep buying into it. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Now, Ahmaud Arbery, which is what we're going to go into next, I'm not going to do it with that shit either. Listen, I do think that there are elements of that particular trial that I was interested in from a vested interest perspective. But other than that, what is it going to change? I'm not saying what is it going to change to show a lack of compassion, because of course I have compassion. But to dwell on it in a sense of, okay, what's going to happen? What are we talking about? What is that person talking about? What do you think about it? And to get into a debate about it, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. You're not going to change anybody's minds. The shit was happening before you were born. The shit's going to be happening after you were born. So, since that is the case, I am more interested in my mental health and my mental fortitude around it. I divest from y'all's conversation. I go read, not watch videos, but read about certain aspects of it that I know I can't change, and I move on with my life. So, I'm going to say this again. I think we have to be precise about using our platforms, regardless of your audience, to market trauma. It's just not a healthy thing to do. That's on you, though. If you want to do it, I think you have to realize the mental space that you may be getting into, and you may be okay with that. You may say, you know what, I got it, I can handle it. On some level, do you? Do you? You know? Because I got all kinds of shit that's coming up on the Brian Reveal show that may say otherwise for season 2. Dwayne says I haven't been emotionally invested in either case or neither case. I have empathy for the victims, but I'm protecting your mental health, as you should protect your mental health, because nobody's going to help you do it. Nobody's going to help you do it. People are going to sit there and pour into you and pour that trauma into you and recircle it and rebrand it and just, you know, get into a position where, you know, all they want to do is become a dumping ground in your backyard. They're going to dump all of that shit and leave you to deal with it. They're not going to sit there and hold your hand or tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, come lay your head on my shoulder and let's get through it. People aren't going to do that to you. They're not. They're not going to check up with you. Yo, brother, you know what? I realized I laid a lot on you the other day. I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. Is there anything that I can help you with? Or how did you respond to that? You really think that people are intelligent enough to unpack, or selfless enough to unpack that with you, to have that conversation with you? No, that takes an evolved human to do that. And people are not that invested in you like that. So we got to remove ourselves from those conversations. Now, when that starts to happen, perhaps we can move more precisely and more calculated into that particular space where we can do that. But I don't really see that happening because people are not programmed that way. Nope. Social media has really changed how we allow ourselves to be pulled into bullshit. I had enough about that. I do want to talk about this whole Verzuz thing, because I had some people asking me about that too. What do I think? And, you know, they were waiting on me to do some sort of a live on it. First of all, I love Shaka. When I heard that she was doing the Verzuz, I was excited, because Shaka doesn't have a great catalog, but at 68 years old, she can still use that horn. She can still use that voice and just go in. And she's always been one of my favorites. I think Through the Fire is everybody's song. You know, when she was with Rufus, which a lot of people may not necessarily be, you know, ready to hear that music. For me, it was a classic. I love that group, but I'm not mad at her for coming out there high, drunk. A lot of people said she was on that powder. To me, that looks like alcohol. And listen, I got some stories for you. That's alcohol. That ain't no fucking cocaine. Cocaine will have you slurring, you know, maybe a bit disoriented, but that looks like the brown juice to me. And I'm not talking about Folgers coffee beans. I'm talking about the malt liquor mixed in with the brown juice. That's what that shit was all about. What's up, Dwayne? Good morning. But Shaka was on the brown juice. She was on the brown juice. And I'm still not mad. I'm still not mad at her for being 68 in front of 70,000 people, drunk. Who cares? She's Shaka Khan. Even if listen, even if she does do that, she has a manager, she has an agent, she has a designated driver or drivers to chauffeur her drunk ass to bed after she's done that show. Take those boots off and put icy all over her feet and ankles. She got a whole team of people that'll help her do that. There are people who can basically, they asking you for a drink at the club. Those are the people y'all need to be worried about. Because they're struggling to get into a club and hoping you buy their ass a drink. At the 2-for-1. Those are the people y'all need to be concerned about. I'm not concerned about Shaka. She got it. She's been doing this shit for 50 fucking years. I'm not worried about Shaka. She's good. She's good. And if I was still drinking, I probably would be backstage with her ass drunk as hell too. I wouldn't be on the shit she was on, but I had me a couple of shots here and there. But shout out to her. Stephanie Mills was not really a favorite. I'm not really into Stephanie Mills like that because she has a song or two that I think is all right. But I don't know. She in terms of, and I know this is not truly a battle, but if you're going to look at who held the show down, shout out to her. Everybody kind of needs somebody like that because, and they have obviously known each other for a very, very long time. I think Stephanie Mills knew that there was a 75% chance that Shaka would show up drunk. So she was already prepared to deal with that. They probably checked in with each other backstage. Okay, sister, we ready to come out here and do this. I got you. I've always had you. I couldn't do this this verse. There's nobody else but your drunk ass. So let's go out here and have some fun. Get your daughter on one of these songs just in case your drunk ass can't make it. If you fall, I got you. I put your big ass on my back and I'm going to drag your linebacker ass across that stage and we going to do what the fuck we do. That's the kind of friendships we need. We don't need people to bail on us. We don't need people to bail on us. Let's hold it down. Let's do what the fuck we do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them, man. Everybody was calling them aunties and shit. No, those are grandmas. This is the new grandma era that we in. Where grandmas can look fly. Grandmas can just hold it down and look amazing, and with the fiery red, pink, fuchsia, orange hair. They just do what they do. I mean, I think they held it down. I really think they held it down, and to not look like the grandmas of my era coming up, where she out there with a fucking cane. No, they was out there doing it, and drunk on stage, and looking good, and moving with agility and ease, and just looking incredible, And if that is the template, when I get to be 60 and 70 years old, 20 years from now, I'll be 60. I don't know. I just feel like there's just the world is just full of possibilities. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. Just kind of looking forward to that. I mean, they gave me, now granted, they do have a regimen at this time that they've been afforded. I gotta, life has been good to me as well. But hey, that's some shit to work towards. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'll be drunk on stage. If I ever do decide to get back into alcohol a few years from now, I got to be drunk on stage at least once. But I'm not. It's not going to be on social media. This is going to be like a, what do you call it? Like a bar kind of a scenario where it's no more than 20 people. Nobody has their phones. I got a team of people that's like, B, you ain't ready to fall off that stool. We got you. Come, you're not falling off the stools, buddy. Come here. And I got a team of people that's gonna take care of me. I ain't out there just doing freestyle. I ain't doing that shit. Fuck it, But shout out to them. The last thing I want to leave y'all with today is last night I had an opportunity to take myself out on a date, which I occasionally do, but don't do enough. And this message is only exclusive for black men because we are so positioned culturally to always, take whoever it is that you are into. I don't want to discriminate and I'm not isolating. But we are positioned to always be the one to initiate, plan, decipher, follow up with the date. Now, let's put all that energy into you. I talked about mental health. I talked about fun. Now, if we're going to execute and do that shit in the best possible way, you got to take your ass out on a date. And what does that look like? Whatever you want it to be. If you want to take yourself out, go get you a beer, go get you a steak, go and shoot some pool, just whatever it is. Whatever it is that you want to do, go do it. You deserve it. You need it. And I think that time that you were focusing on the shit that you want to do, the intimacy of that moment, the mind shift of that moment, and putting it back on you. And when you take yourself home after the date and you do some shit that is just amazing to you, that's the shit that we need to do. Nothing wrong with that. Some people call it self-love. I call it anti-abandonment. I call it anti-self-abandonment. Right? Because of the shit, everything doesn't have to be about love. Something can be about respect, decency, honor, involvement, attentiveness. Right? Let's do that. Take yourself out on a date. Maybe do it once a month. If you got it like that, do it once a week. But the intimate time that you were shifting for yourself. I mean, even last night, and I went into this whole mindset. I was like, I'm going to take myself out on a date. And I did, and I was in this mode, and I was in this mental space where I was just like, yo, this feels good. Just the sanctity of that moment for me was reserved and put into a particular capacity where, I certainly wouldn't mind doing this shit again. Everybody enjoy your day. I'll be back. I want everybody to go to www.brianreveals.com. I want you to follow me there. I got a patreon.com/The Brian Reveals Show. Go and follow me there. I got a lot of content there. I got Instagram. I got TikTok, Brian Reveals. And I got a whole lot of shit that's happening in 2022. You got to stay tuned for it because those are the platforms that it will be on. Lastly, please follow me. I got 97 followers slowly on YouTube. I want you to, can you get me up to 100? Go to YouTube, type in The Brian Reveals Show. Everybody share this live. Thank you for tuning in. So much to come in 2022. The only way that you will catch it is if you go to those platforms, because it won't be on Instagram and it won't be on Facebook. Have a good day.